All right, we just listened through the Gloom in the Corner's new concept album entitled Trinity. So now we're going to talk about it a little bit. I will give you some of my thoughts, and normally I do a track like summary breakdown, but there's just so much on this freaking album that I felt like I'd probably be doing a disservice by trying to summarize it with one listen, so I'm not gonna do that. I will just I've just got like some standout things to say about certain tracks and things like that, and then tell you my thoughts and stuff, and then we'll go into a more deeper discussion with Jordan in a second. So all right, wow, this yes, this was a lot. It was 53 minutes. It's definitely, I think, okay, so I'll start off by saying that they do have everything that it takes to make a concept album. They have the very theatrical elements of like actually telling a story. There's even a song on here that's like actually, like if you read the lyrics, it's like actually like dialogue written. So it's really cool to see the amount of effort and thought put into this, for sure. There's like a narrator and all kinds of cool stuff in here. It definitely feels they did the concept thing right. I will say that. I think I'll have some more things to say. Let me just say some of the track notes that I have real quick. So I'd say one of my favorite ones on here was the Obliteration. I believe it was like the second track, which is after the intro, which had the girl from Relica. I might be biased because I like Relica a lot. That was a good one. Also Behemoth. That one is it felt like a hype song. It's like mostly like breakdowns and shit. Like the heaviest in like the slow heavy type of way. And he also like does these like grime rap vocals almost over it, which is really cool because it's like different from the rest of the whole album. Red Clouds is very epic, but it felt like I believe that was the very slow song. It was like where they had like 3 different guest features and they were all like singing to each other. It was all just very slow and that song was like one of the only ones that I felt really kind of drag out a little bit. But it does have like like I said, that's the one that has like the whole dialogue thing. So I think that is really cool at the same time. It just, like I said, it just felt kind of slow, but then it goes into a nice transition into the next song where it just picks up like a whole lot, just takes off. So that's pretty cool. And then another one of my favorite tracks was Nor Hell of Fury. That was the one that's like borderline like deathcore. Like it's very fast, blast beaty breakdowns, and they do these like really crazy high vocals at the end, which made me think, wow, where were these the rest of the album? But whatever. But that's what I've got for track notes here. So I'll say let's see, I think it reminded me a lot of Periphery and meets like Crown the Empire. Crown the Empire has used to have very theatrical elements, but it has like the grand feeling of how Periphery does, because especially like Juggernaut, this really felt like reminded me a lot of Juggernaut. Also thematically too, it's very dark in tone and in scope as well. So I really did like that. I appreciate it, but there's just so much here. Like I said, it'd be hard to do track summary because I think Jordan put it best when we were first listening to it by saying it was very dense. There's a lot to take in here. I would definitely feel like I would have to like listen to it again and like read through the lyrics and all that kind of stuff again, because I sound like a broken record. I say this a lot, and I'm gonna say it again, and I'm probably gonna say it a million more times. But when you have something like this that has very deep meanings and is very thought out, because man, I'm gonna tell you, they thought this shit out. Like, it is well written. Like, they really wrote the shit out of this. But God, make a video for the freaking album, man. Like, God, Okay, sorry. Back on track. Um, so really, man, I'm like heated. Like I'm like I can feel myself getting warm here. I say it all the time. Lyric videos are a really big thing for me. I really enjoy them, especially as a reviewer. But when you have, like I said, when you have like a concept album, it's like it's got to be mandatory at this point. Like it just, you lose a lot of that, and it kind of sucks you out. I wanna be fucking surrounded by that shit, you know. But anyways, other than that, you know, musically it's pretty good. Very, very epic, very big sounding. Lots of orchestral moments in there. Guitar work is really well. I really like the vocals. The dude has a lot of range, especially his like cleans. His cleans are very nice. However, at times I did definitely feel like the clean vocals were a little drowned out. Don't know if it was on purpose or what, but there were in the bigger songs when he's just singing and all the other music is going, he's just like he's under there, and it's like, you know, I don't know. And also the album mix, maybe it's just YouTube. The album mix has there's a lot of treble, not a lot of low end. There wasn't a lot of bass in there, so that kind of throws it off a little bit. Musically, I think, but you know, other than that, like that's really all I can say. Like I definitely feel like I would have to give it another listen to dive more into it. But like I said, if at this point, you know, just when you're gonna do something that big, you know, like, because imagine if they had spent the time and money, and I'm not just talking about the band, I'm talking about, you know, their label and stuff. No offense, Sharptone's the homies. They email me to do reactions for them and stuff, but you know, like imagine, you know, like when Knock Loose put out this EP, it was huge. Imagine if it came out with a whole like YouTube video of this whole cinematic thing, and it's a whole album, and it's a whole like music video with like action or you know, motion in the screen and lyrics, and I feel like it would envelope people a lot more, and it would reach to a bigger audience. But it doesn't. So okay, I'm gonna let Jordan go. Go, Jordan. You fucking tell me your thoughts.
I thought it was pretty good. Although at times, like, because it is so dense, like there's so much going on, and it's like you said, like you really have to like put the lyrics and everything together, because if you have like this well thought out like illustration and stuff, and then you just have the lyrics and the description, like there's like a huge disconnect, especially between the music and the lyrics, because there is so much, and there is so much to like pick apart and like listen to. Like you really have to like think about the listening experience. And I feel like while this does really like have a very, very good story and everything, it's almost too much. Like I feel like having like those very loud orchestral elements and stuff, and having very deep dialogue and very deep story and stuff, it's kind of hard to hear what's going on and what's happening whenever there is so much like bombastic orchestral elements like everywhere. And it's like, I don't know. And that also goes into like the mix as well. I feel like the mix was kind of off on this, because like you said, the lyrics or the vocals kind of get drowned out a little bit whenever the clean singing comes in a little bit. And I feel like that only happened, well, no, I wouldn't say that was only with the main vocals, but it did happen with the features too. But like it was kind of hard for me to like get a grasp of everything that's going on, because there is so much. And I guess maybe I'd maybe need a second listen, but I feel like that's a detriment just listening as a listener, and like as an average listener, and people who, you know, just go through Spotify and then they listen to playlists and stuff. If this comes up, people are going to be lost. And I feel like that's like, it's a detriment, but it's also like a testament to how well written it is, and how much there is to take from it. But otherwise, I really did enjoy maybe about 3/4 of this. There was a little bit. I want to say the song structure was kind of a little bit all over the place sometimes. Like
Yeah.
there was a lot of like very jarring transitions. Like even not even just between songs, but like in the songs themselves. Like some of these songs feel like there's like 3 different songs like happening inside the song, and maybe they wanted to cut it up a little bit more and separate it, and it was just too long or something. But like I don't know, maybe there needed to be a little bit of tightening up, I feel like, because like sometimes like the transitions between the songs, like they don't even really match what previously happened before. Like the song with Taylor Barber, there was kind of like a acoustic guitar opening with like the clean vocals.
Yeah.
And then whenever the heavy part comes in, it's like completely different, and it's like a completely different key than everything else is in. And then they kind of like bring back the guitar, but like it's like way in the background. And it's like you kind of like you have to kind of pick one or the other, I feel like, because you can't really do everything all at once. And I feel like maybe just because maybe I don't know how long this band has been around. Maybe this is their first album, but I feel like it really is kind of bloated, and it's like very, very long. And it's if you like concept albums, you're really gonna like this. But if you are not a fan of concept albums, or if you're not a fan of just like theatrical stuff like this, you're probably not.
There's not
gonna
be a lot
lost.
to connect to if you're just.
You're gonna be lost. And there's just so much to go through, and I feel like it's a good thing and a bad thing at the same time. It just really depends on who you are.
Yeah, I feel like if you're just like a normal like metalcore enjoyer, like a kind of a normie, like there's not gonna be a lot to like pull from, because of how the song structures are, and the breakdowns are like kind of far between, though it does have it does get heavy. There's like some borderline like beatdown breakdowns in here, so I give them props for that. There's just for like normal base level metalcore enjoyers, they kind of I don't know, I don't want to speak for other people, but I just feel like there's kind of a standard that you look for, and there's not a lot to connect to here. And
yeah, and especially because the song structures are so like kind of out there, and like I feel like it's very based on like opera. Like it feels like very operatic, like how you have the dialogue mixed in between like actual lyrics and stuff, and having those themes. It's like, well, yeah, if you're a fan of theater and stuff, like you'll really appreciate it. But like,
I also wanted to say that I thought it was really cool that they had like kind of the narrator thing that was like kind of in between all the songs, most of the songs, that would like tie them together at the ends, and then they would also like have like he would come in and sometimes during the songs and stuff. And then that's like part of the whole story too, because then the narrator's like part of the story and becomes like a demon king at the end or whatever kind of weird shit happens. But there's good stuff here. Like I said, they do the concept stuff right. They just need to present it better. Like it's just not.
Yeah. So with that being said, like I don't think I could really listen to this on its own. Or, I mean, I could listen to this, but I don't see myself, like, putting, like, a playlist, like, having separate songs and, like, just have, like, you have to listen, like, listen to the whole thing.
Like, other than that one Behemoth song, the hype song, like like that one is it. Like that's the only song you could like pick out.
Yeah, because that one was more of like
kind of a standard. Yeah. It, like live. What the fuck are they gonna do live? Like how are they gonna pick songs to play live? Like what are they gonna do here?
Yeah. I mean, it could be very good, but I mean, there's just so much going on. And it's so dense, and it's like even with the mix and everything, it's just like there's a lot going on, and it's like some of it really helps, and some of it kind of doesn't help, and some of it really kind of takes away. So, um, I feel kind of mixed on it. I
Yeah,
mean, like it was like it's very good, but
it could be so much better.
yeah,
Like the best way to put it.
like they went 90%, they could have gone 10 more percent and had it like really be tightened up, you know.
Yeah.
But
So rating wise, what would you rate this?
I'm okay, so I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10.
Wow.
I'm gonna give it an 8 out of 10, but it's an 8 out of 10 as like an objective 8 out of 10. Like it's very good music and it's very well thought out, and like it's like you have to like give them props because like this is a lot. Like
Yeah.
they crafted a whole basically universe. I mean, it is kind of, you know, based on Doom a little bit. It's got those elements, you know.
Yeah.
Going to hell and then making their way out, but just the way that it's presented, like it, I don't think normal listeners could listen to this on its own, and that's kind of a detriment. And I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Yeah.
Yeah. So I feel like I agree with you on everything, but at the same time, I don't want to just give everything the same score as you do. So I think I'm gonna give it a 7. I think I'm gonna give it a 7. And the majority of that 7 is, you know, again, I know I sound like I'm shitting on it, but I'm telling you, like I understand these guys really put effort. Like they did. There was no slouch here in the music writing at all. Like they did that. They did that shit. It's just there's so much of it that it just needs to be presented to the audience in a grander way, because the meat itself is grand. It's like, you know,
more digestible.
Yeah, it's like you're giving it to an audience with a little tiny stomach, and you've got this big ass fucking meal, and there's just I can't, you know, I can't do it. So I'm gonna give it a 7. Definitely some potential here. I think they just need to, you know, like I said, if you're gonna call yourself cinemacore, fucking make it cinematic. Put a fucking video to this whole goddamn thing. You know, make it a fucking movie. You're not the first. People have done it and it works. Do it. I think it would be so much bigger. So 7 out of 10.
There's more than just the music. It's about the whole presentation.
They've got a lot to say, you know, show it, you know, show don't tell. That's what they say. So yeah, 7 out of 10, but you know, like I said, it's still good music. It's still up there. So sorry if I feel like I'm being a dick. So good job to Gloom in the Corner.